Hi guys, today I want to cover a topic, what to do after completing the campaign. While the entire game is calling upon you, it is crucial to get few things out of the way to ensure pain-free endgame. Number 1, resistance capping. Number 2, effective hit pool. Number 3, flask. These three things will enable you to die less and clear early maps, which will in turn help you make currency and further help you in progression. So, number 1, resistance capping. You need to have 75% of fire, cold, and lightning resistance so that you take reduced damage from those elements. Number 2, effective hit pool. This can be life, energy shield, high evasion, high armor, or combination of them all, which will allow you to take multiple hits and not die in map, which will enable you to press your flask in time and contribute to your survivability in map. Flask. By the time you finish your act, you will have life flask and a mana flask, right? But make sure they are magic rarity. If they're not magic rarity, you can simply use transmutation orb and add one modifier on it, or and or by adding augmentation orb, you'll add a second modifier, right? Two of the most sought outed or most valuable mods on Flask mods are increased amount recovered and chance to gain a charge on killing enemy. These are the good mods. So once you have that, you will be set. Right now, after going through the three requirements, now you know where you stand. Are you having all these? Are you ready to jump into the end game? If not, I have maybe a bad news, but it is doable. So if you don't have all these three essential requirements at the end of the campaign, sadly, we are going back to the campaign. Don't be alarmed. We are going back to a level 64 area so that you would be able to cover all those three requirements by just killing monsters there. And it wouldn't take that much time also. So I'll tell you how. We will be going back to Black Chambers, which is there in Act 3 of the Cruel Act. Go to this, go to the Black Chamber, and we'll go to this area which says monster level 64. Let's go there just for the sake of it. Okay, so how are we going to spam this, right? So once we have done killing all these mobs, thanks to GGG, we have checkpoints, right? So once we have finished killing all the monsters, use the checkpoint, come back here, click the waypoint. Using Control plus Shift and click this. This will give you this window where you can just click on new. This will create a new instance of the map where you have not killed anything and the monsters are back, right? Basically, you will just start killing them again and again, right? Once this is done, you keep doing them till the point you have your items sorted, your flasks sorted, you have your resistance all done, and yeah, all the three requirements covered, right? So you need to have max res. I mean, 75%. You need to have good evasion or armor or a lot of energy shield, right? Once you're ready with that, now you can think about going into your map, okay? But not just yet, because as soon as the campaign ended, Doriani would have given you a magic map, which in my case it was unidentified, right? It was unidentified like this, okay? So if you just run it like this, you wouldn't know what this map has as modifiers, which modifiers you're running, you will not know. So it's best to go there, identify it. Now you have seen it has two mods, which is increased gold found into the area, and monsters will have increased stun buildup. Okay. It is essential to know what modifiers you're running in maps because this can critically enable or wreck your mapping progression. Because For example, if you were not having those three requirements and you still went on in with this particular map, I think you would die with the first or the second monster pack, because they would just stun and kill you, right? And we take a lot of physical damage. We don't have any physical damage mitigation apart from armor. And if you're armor stacking, well and good, right? So it's best to identify the map, make sure you are not seeing bad mods like stun buildup, or at least don't have these five mods, which I always not run. I'm currently level 93, right? I'm currently 93. Yeah. Even at this point, I don't run these mods. So I really hope you take it to your heart and not run these five mods, right? What are those mods? First one is minus max res, right? So let me see if I have a example of that. But I will not have it here. Okay, I don't have an example for it, but yeah, there is a minus max res modifier where it would reduce your resistance by a particular amount, maybe by 14%, by maybe by 20%, maybe by 30%, right? So don't run that, because we have now gone worked hard to raise them up to 75% in the first place. So let's not reduce the max res. Second is similar and more deadly. Monsters penetrate resistance. So do not do not use don't use that modifier, because they irrespective of the irrespective to the resistance you have, it will penetrate it and still do the damage, right? So that is more deadly. Then extra damage as chaos. We mostly, when you're starting off tier one maps or just finish the campaign, you will not have too much of chaos resistance, right? You will not have that. Because of that, monsters gain extra damage as chaos can be deadly, right? If you take one hit or one shot, you keep reducing your available revival rate inside the map. So that's bad. Monsters have increased crit chance. This is also a bad one. Don't Because these mods will have upwards of 500% increase. Like it's just not 10% increase or 20% increase. It will have upwards of 500% increase crit chance. So they will crit you and they will one shot you. And the last is a personal thing, ignited grounds. Even though I have fire resistance at 75% and it is overcapped to 94%, still ignited ground is so bad at the early stages. Like you don't want random environmental damage happening on you even when the mobs are not hitting you, right? So it's best to steer clear from these five mods for sure. Again, I'll repeat, don't uh, go to early maps with minus max res. Monsters penetrate resistance, extra damage as chaos. Monsters have increased crit chance and ignited ground. Don't do that. Okay. So make sure your map doesn't have these at all, and start clearing your maps and working towards the Atlas points. Atlas points in game can be earned by doing Corrupted Nexus map, and it requires you to be doing a map with 4 modifier, right? The magic maps have 2 modifiers, which is just 2. And if you want to add a third one, you would have to regal it, and that will change the rarity of the map from magic to rare. So a rare will have a minimum of 3 and it needs 4 modifiers. So it is hard. So as soon as you start investing the currencies you are getting in your early maps into your build, you will be able to find corruptions in you can in maps, and then run the corrupted nexus. I'll show you how the corrupted nexus look, and also how you can locate it easily. Give me a second. I did not run out. I had one. There we go. Like this. You can see this. This is a corrupted nexus. Once you clear this, like once you go in with the 4 mod rare map, once you clear this, there'll be a boss at the end. You clear it, it gives you 2 points, which will enable you to add these points, and you can start adding more mosses, more drops, and all those good stuffs, right? But for which you need to clear the corrupted nexus. And essentially, what your early mapping will contribute to is to find to path all the paths towards the corrupted areas and clearing this nexus. So how do you find it, right? Like for example, there are actually 2 ways. One is by looking at the tower itself by zooming in, right? At times you can see there are like branches and things covering it. You can see it through the fog, or you need to look at the edges of the places where you can see the red branches coming out of the fogged area, right? Like this is very much obvious, but maybe like this. Like if it was like this, you would know where the corruption is, and you're going to now path towards it, right? So that you find the corrupted nexus, and you will start getting your Atlas points. Okay, so when with that done, you have your corrupted. You have gotten your corrupted nexus points done. You should have around 40 Atlas points, and you can invest into whatever you want, be it strongbox, be it essence, be it anything, right? But this is where the end game starts. Once you finish off your Atlas completion, this is called the Atlas completion, right? Once you finish that, put all the points in, and at this point you might be doing tier 15, tier 14 maps, and that's where the real end game starts. How you're going to juice mapping, tower stacking, rarity quant stacking, all those good stuff will come. But that I'll cover in the next video. I hope this was clear how you can start your end game with early mapping and reach the final end game. So I really hope you can have fun in the game in spite of all the drama going around the game. All right, guys. See you next time. Bye bye.